Hey, everybody. It's me. It's Josh McCouga. It's the Positivity Report. I was just reading the chat and I wasn't looking at the TV, but here we are here. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. I've got amazing news. My fingers smell like garlic, and there's a reason they smell like garlic. It's because the hot crock pot is already crocking. That's right. It's a Wednesday here on the Good People Association. I forgot where we were for a second. I'm crushing it this morning. Ikaika, go to the hot crock pot cam. Oh, yeah. She's up and ready. She's already upset with Sinead. Listen, Sinead, you opened up Pandora's box, okay? You opened up Pandora's crock pot. If Pandora, let's be honest. If Pandora was doing, you can cut back to me now. Okay, that's fine. You can. There you go. All right. It's not live on Twitch yet, but twitch.tv/goodpeoplegpa. You can watch the hot crock pot crocking. Also, Ikaika ordered these, or did you bring these from home?
I ordered them.
Okay. We're gonna do some obviously some gaming later on Twitch because I've found my love for Nintendo again. It's the only thing I'm good at. And Ikaika ordered these wireless original Nintendo controllers. Now listen, are my hands the same size they were when I was 8 years old? No. But do they conform perfectly and remember what to do on a controller like this as opposed to the 97 buttons on a PlayStation or an Xbox controller? Yeah, they do. It makes me happy, and I'm pretty excited about it. So maybe I'll finally get past that stupid Tiger Man or Ball Bull in Punch-Out. And my goal is to maybe beat Mario 2 again. It's the only game I ever beat besides Zelda, okay? It's hard. You throw the turnips. It's a great game, and I want to do it. And then I got to give a shout-out to everybody that tuned in twitch.tv/goodpeoplegpa yesterday that scared the crap out of me playing that game with the man in the mask.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Thank you. I knew it was a day and a date. I always get Friday the 13th and Freddy confused, obviously, because I hate horror movies so much. Thank you all for joining in the chat. Big hugs to all of you virtually, obviously. Hoping we all get that vaccine soon so we can actually hug in person. Maybe go to a place where we used to congregate. Remember Places? Remember those things we went to? Remember Places? Remember we used to go to Places?
No, I just teleport here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's things called Places, and we used to go to them, and we used to hang out at them.
What did you do?
You'd talk, you'd eat, you'd maybe have a few laughs, a few giggles. I was doing an Australian accent before the show. Places were a lot of fun. People had a good time at Places, and now we don't go to Places anymore. But hopefully with the vaccine, Places will reopen up, and we can then go again to them. Places. Remember them?
Disneyland.
Kaika, we don't talk about Disneyland on this show. You can talk about Disneyland on any other show you want to go to. Okay?
Happy, positive.
It's called the happiest place the happiest place on earth, right?
Yeah.
Then you go there. Okay? It's not like the happiest place on earth. I mean, it's pretty happy. Don't get me wrong. But if you've ever been there on a Saturday and a line at the Mexican restaurant, that is not the happiest place on the planet. You see parents screaming at kids, adults fighting over who can get to a table, people complaining about the $37 taco salad they bought.
Okay. Local bars.
Yes. I can't wait till they open up my Barney's Beanery again. Today's show, jam-packed. Very, very excited about it. We've got Pasquale DeMatteo for the teacher feature in about 5 minutes. Okay, he's going to throw up that paddle when he's here. And then at 9:20, Nick Scarpino from Kinda Funny, my good buddy, my brother from another mother. I'm going to tell him, because he might be watching right now, I don't know. But I basically buzzed my head so we would no longer get confused with one another. That's a joke. I was just tired of my hair. Anyway, thank you all for being here. If you want to join the Bucket Club, if you want to join the social club, the fun club, you can go to the GPA.fun. That website is launching soon. We have an update on the merch store soon. The merch store is going to blow your mind, and that's really when the association is going to explode, because people are going to see shirts that say good people on it, or be good people, or find the good, and they're like, where's that shirt? I want to do that. I want to be a good person. And then bing, bang, boom, this community goes from a bunch of amazing people to a metropolis of amazing people, and not the metropolis from the Superman movies, because it seems like everything's always blowing up there. It's like, hey, we got a superhero, and now every villain in the planet comes to try and get him. That's the thing you got to worry about when you're in a superhero area. It's like, hey, there's a superhero here, and that's why everything keeps exploding. So maybe I should move to a city where a superhero doesn't exist, and that way I can live in relative peace and harmony. That's just a plot hole in superhero movies. Okay. I was going to do something at the top of the show. What was it? Oh, So I got to give a shout out to our girl Lori Thompson, aka Jersey Girl Lori, because what is in the hot crock pot today? You ask. It is an Italian roast beef, a Italian pulled roast beef. There it is. There it is. Sinead might like it. She doesn't know. She slammed the hot crock pot 2 weeks ago, and since then, the hot crock pot has been very, very upset. Yes, it is a living, breathing thing. It is steaming. It is cooking. My hands smell like garlic. It's absolutely fantastic. If you ever cook with garlic, like my pasta carbonara has a ton of garlic in it. Has a lot. That's fine. That's professional. Has a ton of garlic in it, and so I love the fact that my hands stink like garlic. For days almost, like a full 24 hours, your hands smell like garlic when you've been like really kneading in the garlic. It was a very simple recipe. I'm very excited to try it. We put it on early because last week, obviously, the hot ham soup did not go well in like the 5 hours that we had to do it. This afternoon, the main show, Good People Live. Stacey Howard going to join for a bit. We also got some very embarrassing pictures of ourselves. Eric Bass will be in the house. GPACharity will be here all day. We're going to do some gaming later. So thank you all for tuning in. It's a full day. It's a Wednesday. It's a heck of a day. It's a heck of a day here at the Good People Association. And tomorrow, you have obviously you have the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda, and then Friday, Josh Brady, we've got the A-Bear brother and sister battle. Cammie A-Bear Miller versus T-Bob A-Bear and Josh Brady. Friday, Positivity Report. I'm very excited to welcome Lonnie Pike. You guys may know her on Instagram as Gray Hair and Tattoos. She's hilarious. She's amazing. She's a breath of positivity. My wife introduced me to her via Instagram, and we're getting her on the show on Friday. And tomorrow, Sinead DeFries will be back in studio, 9 a.m. Pacific. So thank you all for being here. That got through all that. I did it, Ikaika. I did it.
Take a breath.
Also, guys, a shout out, okay? Mark Riley was just in here to run out to take care of something. But he brought pizza from last night, I guess. There's a box of pizza in here. You might be able to, if you got to can you go to the hot crock pot cam? Go to the hot crock pot cam. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's crock. No, you can't see it, but in the background, Akaika's going to get up. The Hawaiian hunk. Low hot means the islands. He brought in one of the best pizzas in L.A. Yeah, the Pizza Wagon of Brooklyn. Shout out. Oh, there's just a half-eaten cold pizza. Is that Mark? Did Mark do that? Yeah. We might even crisp some of those pizzas up in an air fryer. I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but very excited about it. So there's that, and I'm very excited about day old pizza. Listen, I get excited about pizza. I can't wait to have a daughter to make her be as excited as me about pizza. There's a lot of things I'm very excited to introduce my child to. Right? Golf, pizza, pasta. Traffic, road rage. No, I don't want her to see that. My wife yelled at me about that the other day. There's all kinds of things you want to introduce your child to, okay? And like each day I start writing down things I definitely want to do and like things I feel like as an infant I should really, introduce her to things that I'm passionate about, but not so much like I don't want to scare her when I yell at the TV during the Steelers or the Penguins. It goes on a scale, okay? And so I'm learning, and Amanda has no idea that I'm basically just going to be influencing this child's life into my direction so that she loves me more. That's a joke. I'm kidding. We'll talk about it tomorrow in the afternoons with Josh, Ken, and Amanda. All right. Our teacher feature is here. He's here. His name is Pasquale DeMatteo, an Italian paisano. He wishes he was here for the hot crock pot. It's the teacher feature. Pasquale, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm outstanding.
Oh, man. He's got a Jets mask on.
I know, right? You want to talk about positivity? I can still wear this.
I mean, you Jets fans are just salt of the earth. I don't know how you do it year in and year out, but you do.
You have to just embrace it.
Right? So now, okay, Pasquale, quick introduction. You are a high school teacher.
Yes.
In what part of the country? I never even asked you.
In Connecticut.
You're in Connecticut. Okay.
Yes.
And so you're on your lunch break right now. We appreciate you taking some time. What has it been like for you? Do you guys have some pods, or are you all virtual right now?
We are in the hybrid model, so
Okay.
half the kids come in each and it rotates back and forth.
So it must be rewarding to have the kids back in the class.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So give me some highlights of it. How long have you been teaching? Give me some highlights maybe of your teaching career here, Pasquale.
I mean, this is year 7. This is year 5 here in Connecticut.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would say highlights, really, this is actually my first year teaching classroom English in a long time.
Okay.
So I was an intervention teacher for 4 years. And so it's been really exciting to be back in the classroom this year. Just finished teaching To Kill a Mockingbird to the freshmen, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Yeah, it is.
What does intervention teacher mean?
It means that I help students that are struggling in other classes.
That's a pretty noble part of the teaching profession there, Pasquale.
Incredibly rewarding stuff. Yeah.
So what was your major in college? And then, obviously, was it elementary or education? And then you kind of,
I took a long route. I was actually a journalism major originally and was a sports writer for a long time.
No way, really?
Yeah, just local high school stuff. Yep.
Okay. What high schools?
Then I went back to school to become a high school English teacher. Yeah.
So you've always been kind of passionate about the written word.
I have.
Okay. Because I know a lot of teachers now. Listen, I watch AP Bio. Do you watch AP Bio?
I do. Yes.
Okay.
One of my most favorites.
It's fantastic, right? And my mom, the reason I started doing the teacher feature, because my mom was a teacher for 30 years, and eventually I'm going to get her on when we can get her to stop just showing her forehead on the FaceTime. Got to work on the digital aspect of that.
Kids do that on the Zoom too. So.
But you're a fan of the written word. You were doing journalism. As a teacher, are you working on a book or a novel?
Oh, I've been trying to write a novel for like 10 years now.
Right.
Without much success. It's incredibly hard.
It really is. And you know what it is? It's the motivation to sit down and actually write, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is hard. Yeah. And when you actually have the motivation that you come up with something.
Right.
It's even harder. Yeah.
Is there a movie I guess, is there a movie that really represents teaching well, or a movie that you think is so funny that it's so off about teaching, per se, like maybe A Dangerous Minds? I don't sometimes though.
That's a tough one, a good teaching one. I guess I would actually probably maybe a little off, but I would say Remember the Titans.
Boom.
I really love how he is a teacher as a coach.
Dude, it's so weird. You said that, and I was like, I wonder how close Remember the Titans is to teaching. Because, he is a teacher. My high school football coach was the gym teacher. He was a madman, but a sweetheart of a dude. I feel like a lot of football coaches honestly kind of like lend their way into being a gym teacher at the school.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, right? So, I coach the JV girls basketball team as well as being an English teacher. So.
Yes. Now, are you married, Pasquale?
I am.
Oh, that's right. You sent me that. There you go.
Yeah.
Is your wife a teacher as well, or?
She's not. She's a social worker.
Oh, man, you guys, these noble professions there.
Public servants. Yep, all the way through.
Man, so you're in Connecticut. You grew up in New York, though.
No. I was a Navy brat growing up. The roots have always been Connecticut.
Okay.
But I came back. Yeah, family and friends are here.
That's
amazing. And in Rhode Island.
And what is the name of the school district where you work?
Summers
School District. Pasquale DeMatteo. Anything that you do in the classroom that you love, that your students have loved over the years, or something that you want to start doing there in the classroom?
Well, so I guess the first question, so we're doing an activity where we're putting together a mock trial right now as the closeout for the To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yes.
The kids are really having a lot of fun with it. It's a little weird over Zoom.
Yeah.
It's a little different this time, but we're still making it work, and they're having a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
The second question, I would love to teach a film studies class someday.
Okay. I love it.
I love movies.
And is that how you found us, like Schmoes Collider kind of back in the day?
It sure is. Yep.
Okay, awesome. What are some of your favorite movies? What inspires you?
I think number one is probably The Departed.
Okay. Wow. Rarely hear that one, but it's a classic. It's great.
It's great. It's my favorite Scorsese, of course, if it's my favorite movie.
Okay.
I'm a big MCU fan too.
Okay, got it. And what would your film studies class, like if you could incorporate your English class right now in high school into like a film studies, how would you put that together?
Yeah, so the way that I view it is, of course, as being an English class with film studies is to be studying the same story elements and literary elements that we do when we read novels, but just be using the medium as movies.
I love that. And what's your favorite, MCU movie that you would maybe start with as far as like the perfect kind of story arc?
So, probably Winter Soldier.
Oh.
I would probably take that into doing like looking like the genre of the spy movie and take that as an example.
What do so you did To Kill a Mockingbird. Are there any other books? Or like, I mean, are we still doing the same books that I did when I was in high school? Or are we branching out to some of the like?
I mean, a lot of times it's the same book. So the next one we're doing is Romeo and Juliet with the
Boom.
freshmen.
Okay. All right.
But to be maybe a little bit more exciting, with my class of seniors, I just started last year teaching the book Educated, a Memoir by Tara Westover.
Okay.
And the book Sick, which is a story of the opioid epidemic. And although it's obviously really heavy stuff,
Yeah.
Being modern and actually being relevant for the kids, they really get into it.
Yeah, I mean, I would think, obviously you have to teach some of the classics. Shakespeare always, I don't know, he boggled my mind. I really couldn't understand Shakespeare, which as a teacher, I would think would be the hardest part of trying to explain to a group of high school kids what he was actually talking about in the books.
I'm looking forward to the challenge next week. Yeah.
Because to Kill a Mockingbird, I mean, listen, for your fake trial, you have to show up in a seersucker suit. Am I right? I mean, you got to get that Gregory Peck seersucker suit. The guy's a legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did show it too.
See? Yeah. And I mean, the movie's great. But so when you're teaching modern kind of books because you have to actually talk to kids about the bad things out there and do it in a way that it's not just like, hey, this is dare, you can't do drugs. Like, hey, this stuff happens. Look out for what can happen to you.
Absolutely. The more relevant we make it, the more useful it is. Yep.
Yeah. What is what are high school kids like these days?
I mean, this year it's obviously everybody I think is thrown off.
Yeah.
Just whether or not you're on the Zoom or whether you're in person. And there'll be days where it feels like I haven't seen a group of kids in like a week.
Sure.
Because of the way the schedule drops. But high school kids are awesome.
Yeah.
I absolutely love what I do because they're just so much fun. They're like just this close to being adults.
Uh-huh.
But they think that they've been adults for years, which makes it a whole lot of fun. They're just great conversations that I can have all day with them.
How is your high school, is the basketball team playing right now or no because of COVID?
We actually, we are in practice. We start our games next week.
Boom. So
Yeah.
What's the mascot? Summer's what?
The Spartans.
Spartans.
Yep.
Boom. And what do the kids call you? Mr. D? Mr. D?
Yeah.
Well, dude, Pasquale, I appreciate you taking the time, man, to be on the show. You're doing amazing work over there. So some people in the chat were saying Stand and Deliver, they liked that movie.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop was thrown in there.
Yeah, it's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. But I know that your kids really appreciate you, and you can show them this and tell them that what you're doing. And I really, really hope that you get to teach a film studies class and you get to show the kids how the MCU and classic literature actually come together as one.
I hope so too. I appreciate that.
You're the best, man. Stay safe out there. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Bye.
Pasquale DeMatteo, legend. Love him. I got you. So my mom taught 5th grade. And she hasn't been a teacher now for 3 or 4 years. She retired. And when I was in 5th grade, I thought to myself, I don't know if I could do I don't know if my mom as a teacher would ever work, right? And then as I got older, I was like, I wonder what it would have been like to have my mom as a teacher. And then I had some friends whose parents were high school teachers. But the difference between 5th grade and 9th grade, I mean, as being a high school teacher, I'm not going to say it's easy because you're dealing with growing adults and all that kind of stuff. But being a 5th grade teacher, you're molding minds. It's just so different. I'm trying to get teachers of different. I want to get kindergarten teachers, 3rd grade, 5th grade, whatever. We have a college professor coming in next week, Leanne Mason, on Thursday. I believe she's going to be here for the teacher feature. So again, thanks, Pasquale DeMatteo. Now our next guest, he's a good buddy of mine. He is not a teacher, and there's a reason for that. He should not be molding young minds. He's the legend. He's one of my best buds. I miss hanging out with these dudes. The pandemic has kept you away from a lot of friends. Even though we're only separated by 5-6 hours drive, he's coming all the way from San Francisco. He's the jiu-jitsu legend, but also a kind of funny legend. Nick Scarpino, everybody.
What's up, Josh McCouga?
Hi, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. There's no way I could have ever been a teacher. I think you would have been a great teacher. You still could be a great teacher, but you definitely would get yourself into trouble because you'd be the teacher that's like, well, one beer is fine. I can give the kids one beer, right? You know what I mean? I'd be the teacher that had the rage issues, that wore the shirt that's a little too tight with the, like they had it's a button up with the tie but no sleeves, and then I'm just falling down all of a sudden. I'm just falling down.
You're just Michael Douglas and falling down, freaking out. Nick, is that Diet Coke or is that iced coffee?
No, this is iced coffee right now.
Okay.
But I did the thing where I was like, I'm out of regular coffee, so I mixed what I had left of regular coffee in with like an old thing of decaf. So I don't know if this coffee is good or not anymore, but it's doing the job. It's injecting caffeine into my bloodstream, so that's good.
Yesterday, so for my birthday, Mark Ellis got me a box of M Drive. Do you know what M Drive is?
No, does it have something to do with male performance past 40?
Correct, it does.
Okay.
And so you're supposed to take 3 pills with food in the morning. And I only took 2, and I swear to God, Nick, it was like I drank all of the coffee. And then, then I crashed so hard and almost got like borderline depressed. And I was like, I don't think I can do these things anymore.
Yeah, that's probably not good. If that's messing up your hormonal system that badly, maybe just let Mark Ellis buy stuff at the Shell station for himself. You know what I mean? How's Mark doing, by the way?
He's great. He's great.
Yeah.
Living the dream. I guess we're all just kind of sitting here in a holding pattern until we get vaccines, and then we can all hang out again.
Yeah, get back into reality. I mean, he must be dying not being able to go to the store every day.
I know. I mean, there's this store. I drive by it on Sunset, and Sunset, dude, it is here in LA. It is an absolute ghost town. It is semi creepy. Because there's so many boarded up businesses. Hotels aren't, obviously there's nobody in any of the hotels. Nobody going to I mean, they just reopened the outdoor dining, but I think everybody is still very sheepish, especially here in Los Angeles. But the store itself, like driving by, it has this feeling of like, oh man, I miss it. And it's brutal.
I know. Well, up here in San Francisco, people are not cheapish about that. The second the order lifted, everyone's back out there. I saw people, I went last night to pick up some food over in Pac Heights and saw just so many people sitting out in the rain. Like it started to sprinkle on them. They were like, we're just going to pretend it's not happening. It doesn't matter. We're outside. We're having some semblance of a normal life. Who gives a shit?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Has the furniture arrived in the apartment yet? I still see.
No, it's coming next week. So we have a couch coming for back there, which is going to be nice.
Yes.
I might even get a little bookshelf thing that I can put some travel books on because I have a bunch of those little tiny. My wife buys all those little tiny travel books that are super cute in different colors.
Adorable.
For every place we go. So I think we collect those. I might fit those back there. And then the new couch, the actual sectionals coming for the living room, which will be good because we've been sitting on a love seat for the past 4 months. And I don't know why they call it that, dude, because my wife is not in love with it. She does not love that thing at all. But
the love seat,
gonna be fun.
The love seat is a lot like the bathtub in Dumb and Dumber when they're sitting there. And he's like, what's some Philly break your heart? He's like, no, it was a girl. That's what I think of the love seats. They're not comfortable. They're not meant for 2 people.
No.
It's tighter than an airplane seat.
We're all spoiled because we have couch technology has come so far in the last 100 years that now people understand that the secret to a happy family and a happy relationship is not being anywhere close to each other on a couch.
Dude,
that's the ideal set of circumstances.
Yeah, Amanda.
I don't know how you and Amanda do it, but Dee does not want to be. She likes to be able to spread out on the couch and still have a couple feet before any part of her body touches mine.
I mean, we have a gigantic L sectional that I haven't touched my wife on that thing in 3 years, and she's totally fine with that. She's got a corner. I've got like a length. You're 100% right, but the way you started that sentence, couch technology has come so far in the last 20 years. It's pretty spot on.
Do you ever look at old parlor couches, or you look at old stuff from like the 30s and 40s or 50s, and all that stuff just looks so uncomfortable, and you cut to 2021 and couches, they're just like, we have this whole room. How do we maximize the couch in this room? It's smart.
Dude, I grew up in a family. Okay, so my mom buys this like colonial couch that my dad's. It was the worst couch of all time. My dad was so livid when that thing showed up at our house, and it stayed there for like a solid 12 years.
That's the problem.
My dad has not let that down. Then when I first started dating Amanda, she had like a Queen Victoria pink couch in her apartment. And I got in there, I was like, "You sit on this thing?"
This thing's terrible.
But she likes interior design. She was like, "It just looks so cute in this space." I was like, "It is you." Like you said, couch technology. There's no reason you should be wasting your time sitting on this hideous pink couch.
And the problem is like couches are like dogs, where like if you get a bad one, you're stuck with it for 12 years. You're like, dang, how do I throw this thing out? How do I leave this thing out on the sidewalk without anyone noticing and judging me for it? So my old couch we bought, I think we got it from Crate and Barrel. It was actually cost us a little pretty penny, but man, it was worth every cent that we spent on that thing. We could literally both sleep on it, both like lay down and still. I mean, we're not very tall people, but we could lay down and still have plenty of space to hang out on. It was lovely. So going from that to like a 2-seater right now, where neither of us can lay on it is it's torture, man. It's torture.
Nick, there's a lot of people in this chat just going off. Is Nick the clown prince of Kinda Funny?
No. See, the problem is this. Greg thinks this is funny. But first off, nobody thinks this joke is funny. I don't know why he keeps perpetuating it. He asked everyone, when I put out the nice tweet saying, hey, I was going to be on the show, everyone come support. He responded with, ask Nick if he's the clown prince of Kinda Funny. And I don't understand why he thinks it's acceptable to ruin people's show with that. I think it has something to do with the coffee abuse that he's got going on right now. So I don't know. We're not going to start rumors here, people, but I think Greg is horribly addicted to caffeine and he needs help.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's almost like your battle with your interior battle with Diet Coke, Nick. I'm concerned for your body and your.
Oh yeah, we gave up that battle a long time ago. We lost.
Yeah,
we lost. Yeah, we're signing treaties now with the Coca-Cola company. We're firmly. They've taken over our territory. We lost that war. You know, it's gone.
When are we getting AJ Schwacker asked in the chat? When are we getting the book of Nickisms? I would like this book. It's like a good bathroom read.
Oh, that's fun. For like for instance, couch technology has come a long way in the last 100 years.
Correct.
That'll be the first one.
Yes.
Well, AJ, you're gonna have to start chronicling.
Chronicling is the word, Nick.
That's not the word. That's not a word. Chronicling. Thank you, Josh. You know you gotta help me off that ledge. You just pushed me instead. Here's what happened there. I'm on the precipice. I'm on a ledge. I'm slipping, and you just looked at me and you just kicked the dirt out for the last little bit of grip I had. Thank you.
It's like
See, this is what happens when I don't have a Diet Coke in the morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 9:30. I'm past due for 2 CZs right now.
I think tomorrow, because Sinead DeFries is my co-host on Thursday. Nick Scarpino, you have yet to meet Sinead, but she's an amazing person. I'm gonna because I do a word of the day every day on the show here, and I'm just gonna give her the word chronicling and see if she can guess.
Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. She doesn't need this madness. Nobody needs to be brought in on this dumb inside joke. Just like nobody needs to ask if I'm the clown prince of Kinda Funny. By the way, when Greg does that, everyone, and you respond, he wheeze-laughs to himself. He doesn't care about your happiness. He just wants to laugh. He just wants to feel something in his cold, dead, giant heart. So just don't give him the satisfaction. Don't do it.
Nick, I do have to bring up one thing, too. So if you were the clown prince, what I mean, listen, I don't like clowns. And nobody does. I mean, if you like clowns, you're clearly lying or you're a clown, okay? If you were, what would your kind of like gitch be? What would your clown prince gitch be? Would you be like a royal clown that could juggle? Or are we talking like devil sticks? Are we talking those like old school, like a bowling pin juggling? Or are we talking perhaps like a jestery more?
For me, there's nothing more annoying than street magic. So it would definitely be street magic, right?
Okay.
Like I would be pulling cards out of everywhere. And by the time I got to like the 54th card, people were like, we're on the second deck, homie. We do not need more street magic right now. I'd be like Randall Park and WandaVision, just like pull that shit out and just give it to people every single time. So that's what I would do.
I think street magic is glorious.
Of course you do. Because
I love magic.
You have the soul of a child, and I mean that in the best possible way. You are the most pure person I've ever met, and so anytime anyone does anything that could be even come close to constituting magic, it makes you smile, and that's what we're all here for, is to help make you smile.
Nick, I've been trying to get a magician on here since we first started, and I've been reaching out to like famous magicians, other magicians. I just want a magician to come in here and do 30 minutes of magic for me. Just for honestly, I don't care if 8 people watch it. I just want 30 minutes of sweet, sweet magic.
And that shouldn't be too hard, right? Can't you just go to the Magic Castle and pick one up off the street? Aren't they? What the hell are magicians doing right now during the pandemic?
Just like anybody else, the magicians don't. The Magic Castle is closed. I've seen some like Zoom magicians. Did you ever see Magic for Humans on Netflix?
I mean, I think I've seen it, but I haven't watched it. You know, it's like scrolled through my queue.
Yes. Oh, man, it's such a good show. Justin Williman, I've been like reaching out to certain people, but then I also watch this other one. It's like sort of magic, sort of an emotional roller coaster. It's called In and of Itself. It's on Hulu.
Okay.
And I reached,
In and of itself.
and the magician's name is Derek Delgadio, and he only has like 7,000 followers on Instagram, but I've DM'd him like 3 times to no avail. I've gotten nothing back from the man.
But sometimes people don't use Twitter that much, though. I've learned that lately about people is that a lot of comics don't like Twitter, and I think it's because they're afraid that Twitter is going to burn them down before they even get started with a career. So I don't know how it is with magicians, but maybe try hitting him up on Instagram. I'm sure Instagram is like his chosen platform, or maybe he's just really really into like alt-right views on Facebook, and that's where you can hit him up right there.
It's so funny that Facebook has now just become this haven for bad opinions.
It is a trash can. It's a trash can, and I love it because I follow nothing but. I have so many friends on Facebook from so many different walks of life, and it's hilarious seeing some of them like split off into these crazy ideas, and then see all my comic friends that are still friends with them just rip them apart. It's so fun.
I mean, really and truly, every time I listen to The Daily or any podcast about some crazy lunatic, they're like, well, we became friends on Facebook. I'm like,
That's the problem. I think we found the common denominator between all of the craziness in the world, and it is Facebook. So I'm just saying, everyone, just take a day off Facebook today and see if it changes anything in your life. If it doesn't change anything positive or negative, if it's a net neutral, just delete the app from your phone. You don't need it anymore. You don't need it.
You don't. Hey, real quick, can Nick see the hot crock pot if we switch to it? All right. Nick, are you ready? Every Wednesday we do a crock pot here at the office.
If he has stream up, yeah.
And we have the hot
stream up.
Yeah, there you go. And we have the hot crock pot cooking today. Now, I feel like you would really appreciate what's in the hot crock pot today, Nick. It's you can't really see it, but you can. We're going to talk about it later. It's a Italian roast beef. That we're slow cooking there, an Italian pull roast beef for some roast beef sandwiches later in the day, sent in by founding member Jersey girl Lori. So we're very excited about that. I feel like Mama Scarpino made this back in the day.
First off, I love the Italian representation on this show.
Yes.
I feel like in America, we're just not represented enough in media because I think people got annoyed with us in the 80s and 90s and said, enough is enough. No more Italians.
Too much of that.
After Pacino, De Niro, and Joey Fatoni, they were like, okay, that's it. You guys had your chance. You screwed it. You muffed it. Okay.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I put them all together.
Is that
Shut
the
up.
Italian Mount
Shut
Rushmore?
up. I put them all together. You know how this goes. We don't have that many.
De Niro,
We don't have that many
Pacino,
amazing Italians.
Fatone.
Okay, we got Sylvester Stallone. We got
Is he
Al
Italian,
Pacino.
though?
We got Joey Fatoni. That's it.
That's it.
You got to get Joey Fatoni on this show. I'm sure he would do it.
What else is he doing? He hosts every game show on Game Show Network. He's taking all of the jobs that I want, Nick Scarpino.
That's what I'm saying. You get in, you make friends with him.
Yep.
When he's not looking and he muffs a word, you push him over the cliff like you did to me 5 minutes ago.
When you were chronicling? Yeah.
It's 9:30 in the morning. I haven't woken up this early in a year and a half. I don't have children, and I started playing Warzone about 3 months ago. So now I'm up to like 3 o'clock in the morning just trying to ice a bunch of 12-year-olds. It's great.
I tuned into your Twitch of this Apex game yesterday. I've been like,
Christ, that was the worst. Sorry, we're not good at that game.
well, I've been watching. Now that we have a Twitch account, and I've been playing vintage Nintendo games with this sweet controller we just got.
Love it.
Because I can't do anything where you go like 3D. Like I can't figure out maps and stuff, but I can still do the side scroll like nobody's business, right? So I was watching your Apex Legends, and you and Snowbike Mike and Andy Cortez. Even though you say you're bad at games, you are good at I can seriously tell that you can actually shoot people. You're communicating as a person.
Oh yeah, no, I can play games. Like I'm decent at games. I've kept up that skill for the last 40 years.
Okay.
So there hasn't been a year that's gone by where I haven't played a video game to a degree. I used to work at IGN, for Christ's sake. We used to play all the time.
Right.
But lately I've decided, hey, it would be a great use of my time. Banging my head up against the wall in Call of Duty Warzone for 3 hours while I try desperately to get 3 kills per game while all of the people I'm playing with are getting 8 kills per game. But you know what? We end up winning a few, and people like it because the way a lot of these games go is if you have a low person in your squad, someone who's not very skilled, it'll match you with other people who aren't skilled. So if you have people who are like killers, like 3 killers and 1 idiot like me, you get matched up against a bunch of idiots, and the killers come in and just pounce. And so those guys are putting up 8, 9 kills around and having a blast. And meanwhile, they're over there drinking frickin', White Claws and just having a good time. I'm sweating bullets trying to kill the other idiot who's trying to kill me because he just wants to look cool in front of his squad. He's like, dude, just give me this one thing. And I'm like, no, you can't have it. I need this in my life.
This is like cliques in high school trying to dominate lunch tables.
It's exactly like that. Not only that, but like everyone uses Discord.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's got Discord servers. And I'm so like shy about just dropping into someone's Discord server to see if anyone wants to play. Like I'll open up the server and see a bunch of names, and I'm like, nah, these guys are just way better than me. I can't jump in there and try to play.
Well,
I can't do it, dude.
Our engineer, the legend, the Hawaiian hunk, Aloha means hello. He is a big Warzone fan. He loves it. So maybe you two dum-dums could get together and play a little Warzone.
I would love to. Unless he's good. If he's too good, then I'm not playing. I need people that suck so I can feel superior for once in my life.
Ikaika, are you good?
I'm okay.
Okay.
If I play on this computer, just because I don't have my better mouse, I'll play worse. So
okay.
If we stream it and you commentate.
Okay, and what about Mark Riley? Mark Riley in the building. Are you any good at Warzone?
I mean, no, but I know how to play.
Okay,
I can play.
All right. See, Nick, you just joined a fraternity of people that you could probably kill. So that's probably good.
See, here's the problem. They all say that. They go, I'm not very good, because everyone wants to. No one wants to go out on a limb like I'm the shit right now, right? I'm the best that's ever been in this game. And then I play with these guys, and they're putting up 10, 15 kills, and all of a sudden my manhood shrinks, and I'm like, why do I submit myself to this experience every single night? I'm a 41-year-old man. For all I know, I could be a father. I got other stuff I could do in life, Speaking of which, how's your kid cooking?
she's still in there.
How's that crock pot going? Is it gonna pop out a little Italian stallion or what?
It is hot and crocking. A little Italian stallina. She's excited. I mean, we're all excited. We found out yesterday we're more than likely going to have to do a C-section. So,
okay,
because the baby's she does not want to go down. Apparently, I'm learning all kinds of things during this pregnancy, Nick. One of them is don't ever not just answer your wife with the word yes. Just go for it. Just listen. I mean, happy wife, happy life, especially during pregnancy. Just go with it. Whatever it is. She's so uncomfortable. It legitimately looks like it's not. When we were kids, we put like a balloon under our shirt and like, look, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, but when I was a kid, I'd put a pillow under there. Like, so easy to be pregnant. I don't understand why people ever complain about this all the time. Easy.
Yesterday, the doctor told her that the baby inside of her is 7.5 pounds already. That's
so much.
It's
a bowling ball.
I just put in a 3-pound rump roast in there, and that thing had some girth to it. That had some weight. And
here's what I want you to do: strap that thing to your belt, walk around for half a day. Tell me what your lower back feels like afterward.
My God. I mean,
by the way, I want to apologize for comparing your wife's uterus to a crock pot. I'm sorry about that, Amanda. You deserve better. I'd like to apologize. I don't want to. I meant that as a joke.
Well said. Well said.
Also, I'd like to apologize for saying the word "your wife" and "uterus" in the same sentence. I'm sorry about that also. So a lot of things to apologize about on this.
Nick, you know what? She's watching right now, and she said you're great. You're fine.
Okay,
it's all good.
Okay,
she knows and loves you.
Even if you're lying to me right now, I needed that because I don't want. I've never met Amanda, and I'd like her to like me at some point.
That's the funny part about this whole relationship is you and I are great friends. I've met your wife. You have yet to meet my wife.
We almost did. We narrowly missed it a couple times, and that was my fault. So that was my bad for being an old man and not being able to get myself out.
It's sort of like when Keanu Reeves was tryking to chase down that bus in Speed, and it kept like going away from him, and finally he had to take over a car and jump from the car onto the bus. I mean, that might be what it takes. Either that or we just drop off our baby in San Francisco for like a night, and you and Dee can really get used to being a mom and dad.
Oh, man, I'll tell you this right now. The other day, Kevin was joking around because he found a stray poodle, and he was like, what if I just brought this poodle over to you and Dee? What would Dee say? And I got so much anxiety. I was like, I don't think she would like it. I don't think she would like it at all. I don't think that'd be bad. Please don't do that. Please don't. Like I knew he was joking, but I was like, please don't do that. It won't go well. It won't go well. It'll be me and the poodle out on the patio. We won't be allowed back in. But the kid, I think we would probably take better care of your kid.
I would hope that you would take better care of my kid than a poodle.
Here's a couple questions for someone who's never taken care of a child before.
Yes.
When can they start eating Taco Bell? like right off the bat, or
I think
do they have to wait?
That is a legitimate question, and a question that I have pondered in my own brain. Like people food, it starts in like 6 months, I think, 7 months, something like that.
Because that would be the big question I have for the kids is like the two questions I would have for Dr. Spock when I read the book is I would thumb through and be like, when can I show the kid Harry Potter movies?
Correct.
And then when can I feed the kid Taco Bell?
Well, I think
and then
you can show Harry Potter movies pretty early, Nick. I mean, I got nothing.
Well, I mean, they're kind of. I mean, I imagine like you have to wait a few, like 3 or 4 years, right? The kid's got to figure out what like the trolls are. There's like trolls and like Voldemort, and that stuff's kind of scary. There's like there's death.
Yeah.
And then the other question is like, how quickly can I show the kid the movie Predator before it like traumatizes them for life?
I feel like my dad probably showed us Predator at 10, maybe 9
sounds
or
about
10.
right.
I feel like once you're 10, like my nephew Luke. He's going to be 9 soon. I feel like we should just start showing him Die Hard and Speed, Predator, Lethal Weapons. You know what I mean? Really get him involved in these movies because he's going to need to know who Merton Riggs are, who John McClane is. You know who?
It's a rite of passage.
It really is.
It really is a rite of passage. When you can I ask you a dumb, very juvenile question about your nephew?
Yep.
When you call him, do you say, "Luke, I'm your uncle," and then, or any vestige of Skywalker?
There's been
stuff?
so many Star Wars jokes being brought around him.
That poor kid. They must have known, man. When your brother named him, they must have known, right?
Luke is such a popular kid's name these days. He's got like 2 friends that are also named Luke, so all of them have fathers. Nick.
Oh God, that's so funny.
Yeah. It's the first time somebody's
this is why
actively
I
blown
can't
their
be that
nose on
either.
their show.
Because if there was a kid named Luke, if my kid had a friend named Luke, I'd be like, Luke, I could have been your father. Come on, son. Come on. It writes itself.
Jeff Weisberg in chat says, we tried Taco Bell at 2. It didn't go well. Now she's finally back into it at 9. We went down the menu, kept trying once in a while. Then around 9, it just popped, and now she's a chalupa eating machine. So
Hell yeah.
Comes in waves. I mean,
the thing about Taco Bell is you know that you're basically setting your kid up for disaster. Nothing good has ever come out of a Taco Bell. But
I got punched by a homeless guy once.
You got mugged by a homeless guy?
No, punched. I got punched.
Oh, punched.
Yeah.
You punch him back?
There was the one on Beverly. Everybody was pretty drunk. I walked in. I like grabbed for the thing, and then like he was like, "Those are my sauces," and he didn't hit me in the face. It was more of like a shoulder, and I was like, "All right, I'm out of here." I got my Doritos Locos and went home. So.
Oh my God!
But it's a very aggressive Taco Bell down there because it's like has a really clean bathroom, so a lot of people try and make it their home. You know, it's kind of a tough look.
Well, I used to live within walking distance of the Taco Bell on Fillmore Street in the Marina. Now it's turned into a poke bowl, thank God, because I don't think my health would have survived much more if that thing was around during the pandemic. But it used to be the place that all of the homeless people would go to charge their phones. So you'd walk in, and it was like the homeless Starbucks.
Yeah,
they would be there. One of them would be writing a script. It was completely. It was like you knew you had a problem when you walked in there.
Yeah.
And you were like, I really want Taco Bell when I go in here because I do not feel safe.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, Josh, one time I was like, fine, I'm just going to go in, keep your head down, don't look at anyone. If someone steps to you, like try to take the biggest guy out, like prison rules, right?
Yeah. Prison
I
Taco
went,
Bells.
I got, and I was like, I'm going to exercise restraint. I'm only going to get 3 menu items right now.
That sounds.
I want 5, but I'm only going to get 3.
Of course.
Like I want 4 with a cookie,
Okay.
but I'm only going to get 3. Walked home, ate them, sat for 5 minutes and was like, that's just not enough. Went back to the Taco Bell, got 2 more menu items, and then I almost threw up because turns out 5 items too much, guys.
Too much. I think 4 is the magic zone. I've told the story before, but one of our first like drinking incursions, like when I was dating Amanda, I was like, let's get Taco Bell. It was like after a bar night with a bunch of her friends, and I accidentally ordered a family meal and ate about 95% of the family meal.
Oh my God! Don't put that thing in front of me. I won't stop. I'm like a horse. I'll just eat myself to death.
I know. I'm with you, dude. I have no.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like
self-control.
you have to train your kids for those moments, right? Because like
do.
nobody wants to believe that their kids are going to drink. Having said that, every kid's going to drink. They're going to party, right? So as a dad, you have to go out and say, don't drink, don't drive, obviously. If
Right.
you're drunk, please take an Uber or call me,
Yes.
right? But if the party's still going and you feel safe and you need food, you need to understand how to do that stealth late night Taco Bell, or dare I say for the Southern Californians out there, the Del Taco Run. The Del Taco Run, because they're open 24/7, is a rite of passage for any child who is way too inebriated at 18 and just needs some chili cheese fries.
Listen, Ken Knapsack just jumped at home. If he's watching this, he knows that I've never been to a Del Taco until about a month and a half ago, Nick Scarpino, and now I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it.
There's just a
I like it.
specialness to Del Taco because Taco Bell, Taco Bell just takes up so much real estate in people's brains when you think of like fast food, Mexican food, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's Taco Bell.
It is.
But for those of us that grew up in SoCal, because Taco Bell was only open till like 10.
Right.
Del Taco made the smart move of keeping their drive-thru open like 24/7. And so all throughout high school, all throughout college, and, I was in Riverside. I had nothing better to do than eat, smoke cigarettes, and go to Starbucks. And if Starbucks was closed, I had to go somewhere. So it would be Del Taco for a giant, Diet Coke
double Del
with a freaking combo burrito and chili cheese fries and probably a couple soft tacos that are chicken soft tacos.
And the menu,
dude, it was so good.
The menu innovation and ingenuity at Taco Bell at Taco Bell is fine, but they got rid of the Mexican pizza, which I know some people in the chat are really upset about. They got rid of the Chilito a long time ago, which is a bummer. But Del Taco just keeps adding on. They're like, hey, this menu is already full. They're like, we don't care. Make the font smaller. We want more items.
They're out there writing on. They're taking Sharpies and pieces of printer paper. They're just stapling it up onto the menu.
100%. And guess what? You can order it. It's in the computer. They just didn't have enough room. Mark Riley wanted to say something before I let Nick Scarpino go.
Go ahead.
This Del Taco conversation just makes me so happy.
So good.
Nick, I grew up here in Orange County, and not here, but down there. And Del Taco was a staple for me. It was just,
part of
it
Orange
was Tustin. You probably pass it on the 5 one day, and it's very boring even when you're on the freeway passing
I went to
by.
UC Irvine, so I know Tustin.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nick's a SoCal legend. He's the Prince of Riverside. He is the legend of Irvine, the Ishtar of Irvine. I don't know where I was going.
No, that's a lot of Ishtars in Irvine, I would say. But that's good.
A lot of Ishtars.
Yeah. Nick, before I let you go, real quick, your thoughts on the fan-controlled football starting next week with your head on a helmet.
I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited that I have no idea what's happening. I'm not planning to understand it at all. We're just going to go in blind. I think they're doing some sort of they're doing a bunch of press this week for it.
Yeah, huge
but I think
amount of
on Saturday. So here's the deal. So Greg, God bless Greg. He's so busy. He's been trying desperately to get us all on the same page with all this stuff because he's super excited about it, as am I.
Dude, your face is on a jersey, a helmet. It's the name of the team of a professional football
Josh,
team.
if you squint, though, it could also be your face. Just putting it out there.
Just true.
I totally dropped the ball and was like, oh, it's Valentine's Day weekend next weekend. The hotels are open in Napa. I'm going to take my wife away for a couple days, right?
Smart.
Booked it. And then Greg's like, that's game 1. And this is why I love my wife. I was like, crap. It starts at, I think, 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Yeah.
And I looked at my wife and I was like, would it be okay if I drove you up to Napa? We spent Friday night there, all Saturday morning. And then I got back in my car and drove home to watch a game live streamed on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames for an hour. And then do 2 hours of Love and Sex stuff because we were supposed to do that the next day. I totally didn't see on the calendar. And then came back to you. And she was like, you know what, Nick? You can just come back the next day. You don't even have to come back that night. I was like, I love my wife so much. She's the bomb.
She wants her alone time in Napa. She can chug 2 bottles of wine, watch a few episodes of Friends, and call it a night.
Oh, she's been watching Dairy Girls. Have you seen the show?
Dairy Girls is genius. It's one of the funniest shows.
Genius.
I mean, it's genius. It was an answer on Jeopardy 2 nights ago as well.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Man, I can't believe I missed Fantastic Sam's. I grew up in Southern California. I should have known Fantastic Sam's. I was going to say Sam's. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I kept getting super cuts in my brain. You're a shifty one. I don't like it.
We're going to get you guys back on Josh Brady, the fastest game show on the internet. And we're going to, anytime you want to come back here, I know it's an early wake for you, Nick, but I love you, buddy. And it's always just a pleasure.
Any
talking
day.
to you.
I'll be here every day if you want. I want to be your, what's his name? Jim Norton. Is that right? Did he used to call into Opie and Anthony?
Yes, Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Or you could be my my Ed McMahon. Hey.
I'll take Ed McMahon. Yeah. Ed McMahon, you know why? Because his life, I'm sorry, I know you want me to get
No,
out of here.
I don't care.
But Ed McMahon was always so fun because he was drinking over on the side.
Of course.
You know that 4 minutes in to every Johnny Carson, he was just hammered on scotch.
Crushed.
Like, scotch.
Like real man scotch, like a Cuddy Sark or a J&B, the stuff you see on the shelf now that is so dusty because nobody's touched it in years.
Exactly. Like you go into Ed McMahon's dressing room and you're like, there's a spot for just a chair and everything else is just cases of scotch.
So much scotch. And you can tell that the reason that everybody was smoking cigarettes on set until literally like the last year of Johnny Carson, it was like, hey, it's the 90s. Cool. Should we stop smoking cigarettes? It was like, no, it's the 90s. Okay, cigarettes are still in. Is because Ed McMahon's breath smelled so bad of scotch that they had to mitigate it with the cigarette smoke.
It's like the scene from Silence of the Lambs. They put the menthol on their nose. Where everyone's just smoking cigarettes because they're like, if not, we all get drunk by just smelling the air next to Ed McMahon's breath.
By proxy.
Man, how bad are we going to feel if he's like a recovering alcoholic and we're just making fun of him? And his estate's like, you guys are monsters.
Yeah, well, you know what, Nick? That's the price of comedy.
It really is. If you never look back, you don't know your mistakes.
Oh, man, the best. Buddy, I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to
Love
get
you
up
back.
there again. And whenever you're down here, we'll just, spend 48 hours making stupid stuff.
Fantastic. I
All right,
love you.
bud.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Talk to you soon. Nick Scarpino, everybody.
Bye.
All right. He's the best. Just the best. What do you got, Mark? Go ahead.
We have a very nice Streamlab that came in. A very, very nice
Thanks,
one.
dude. You know what? I just always friggin' forget to log into Streamlabs. Ikaika, put that on the list of reminders for Josh because he's a big dumb dummy.
You can always ask me, my friend.
Okay, yeah, you
I'm
can ask
here
me.
right now. And Tim Van Newland,
The legend.
the legend, thank you for this generous donation. And he writes, hey there, I love the GPA. Here, take my money.
Boom. That's how you do it.
Thanks, man.
That's how you do
really,
it.
really kind of you.
And we got one super chat in here from her recipe is in the hot crock pot today, and we're calling it Jersey Girl beef. No, Lori's beef. Nope, that's not good. Beef a la Lori. There we go. Beef a la Jersey Lori. She said, just sending out some love and appreciation because us Giants fans can acknowledge that there's good people everywhere, even Jets fans. And that was a shout out to Pasquale DeMatteo, our teacher feature today. Thank you, Jersey Girl Lori. Thank you for everybody who tuned into the chat. Let's because Nick was the best and he's an amazing conversation and we can get to all this kind of stuff, is I'll save some of this good news for tomorrow because I think Nick was a lot of good news. And we will go straight into a dad joke of the day.
Yeah.
All right, are you guys ready
Yes.
for your dad joke of the day?
Yes.
All right.
So ready.
Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers?
No.
They say he made a mint.
I understand that.
Ikaika, you have to hit the sound bite. The reason for the dad joke is the sound.
There it is.
It could be that one, or it could be something else. Just some sort of sound bite, because if we know we're sure. That.
Yeah, that works.
You got anything else you want?
Sometimes
to throw in there?
works.
What do you got? No?
You can be like, boom, or booyah.
Hot.
Hot.
Ooh.
Hot take.
Rick killed a guy.
There
Sure,
you
there,
go.
Perfect. Nailed it. Thank you, Ikaika Shively, the Hawaiian hunk. Aloha means hello. All right, here we go. Here's your word of the day. I gotta even get some like song. You know what we should do, Ikaika?
Wait, try that again.
Song of the day.
Yeah.
No, not that. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm getting notes from off stage from my producer Mark Riley and great friend. It doesn't have to be a producer, but he's in the producer role today. We are getting Brent from Shinedown
Brent
on the
Smith.
show. Brent Smith from Shinedown will be on GPA Live tonight.
Yep.
4 p.m. Pacific. Is he coming in studio?
No, he's going to be zooming in. We'll figure it out, and
Okay.
Eric's going to be here as well. So we're going to
Awesome.
be sitting around talking some Shinedown, what they might be up to with that album. Maybe we can get something out of them.
And it's a shame that they're not in studio to get some beef a la Lori, beef a la Jersey Lori.
Brent, I'm going to ask Eric. Brent is in town.
I know, I saw that.
Because he can come by and get some of this crock pot, this hot crock pot that is.
Yeah. Okay, here's your word of the day. That's great news. We'll see Brent Smith tonight. My first time meeting the guy virtually. Obviously, hear great things about him. And I've turned into a Shinedown fan. Listen, if you need a pump-up jam, Shinedown's got him.
Oh, my
Okay.
God, diamondized.
Yeah, it's great.
Jeez, man.
All right, word of the day. Glyptic. Glyptic.
Watch your language.
Glyptic. Hit a soundbite. Glyptic. Hit another soundbite. Glyptic.
Samsonite. That's way off.
Nailed it. Okay, thank you. Mark Riley, what do you got?
I'm going to say vague or without true meaning.
Okay,
I
incorrect.
was gonna say the same thing.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
The same thing?
Glyptic. So glyptic means of or concerning a carving or engraving. Glyptic.
What?
Yep. What is right? Okay. Question of the day: if the internet were a food, what would it be?
I was made to understand there were grilled cheese sandwiches here.
So grilled cheese sandwich is an answer being thrown out. I put a caveat in parentheses. It's not spam. Okay, because you knew there'd be somebody in there saying spam. Now I got a ton of very funny answers. A lot of taco soups actually. John Mariano, the first response was actually pretty funny. Back in the earlier years when we go to Friendly's or something and someone's ice cream would puddle, we'd add all the condiments and soda leftovers and crap into it and eventually dare someone who we all know would eat it. That is the internet. Very funny. A lot of very, very creative answers in here. You got your Cincinnati Chili's from Vermont Mike. Baja Blaster, it would be Skittles. Head cheese from Stacey and Brooks. Head cheese is a lot. Falcor Rider. Movie popcorn tastes so good you can't stop eating until it makes you horribly sick. That feels like an internet. We got the taco soup, taco salad, and it's a picture of what's the Jack Black movie? Nacho Libre from Nacho Libre. A couple people just said hot dogs. Someone said a hot dog. I also submit a hot dog, but one that you cut into chunks and microwave. That's disgusting. Please don't do that. But the one that got me the best, that made me laugh, is from John Granberg, and that is Truck Stop Sushi. The internet is Truck Stop Sushi. Now listen, if you're in the mood for sushi, you can eat the Truck Stop Sushi, but it might make you sick. But your eye is always going to go to it. You're always going to see, you're like, Truck Stop Sushi, maybe I should check it out. You're always tempted by it. I get where you were going with the Truck Stop Sushi. That's why internet is Truck Stop Sushi, and that is your question of the day. Quick shout out Jeopardy. Anderson Cooper, Dr. Oz, Savannah Guthrie, and Sanjay Gupta all being announced as next guest co-hosts or next guest hosts of Jeopardy, along with some of the other ones they announced earlier. I don't see my name in there, and it's very upsetting to me. But it is what it is. Last night on the show, we have this guy. He's a 2-time champion now. He keeps winning on Final Jeopardy. It's actually pretty funny. But there was a woman last night, Mark, on Jeopardy. Her name was Merlin.
Ooh.
Okay, Merlyn, and she had it stitched on her sweater. It said Merlin.
That's really cool.
It's kind of cool.
I like the name, and I like the adding the Y to it.
Yes.
Makes it that that more feminine. I
Totally.
Like it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's do some videos that made me smile, and let's get out of here. Thank you all for tuning in. The GPA.fun, where you can join and be part of the association, Super Chat, Streamlabs, all that kind of fun stuff. We're streaming live today. Also, the Hot Crock Pot is going live, and tonight, 4 p.m. Pacific, Good People Live. Ikaika, hit some videos that made me smile. Okay, so look, this is what happens when you live in Alaska.
I'm gonna take this.
Look at the size of these
ma'am.
moose. There's a moose on their porch.
Big mama.
Look at the size of this moose. And then watch. There's going to be, you ready?
Oh my!
There's 2 moose there.
2 moose.
There are 2 mooses.
Not mooses.
2 moose.
It's moose.
Meese.
Meese.
No meese.
Moose eye.
Moose.
Moose is plural as well.
Moose.
Ma'am.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Ma'am.
That is a giant moose.
I think they need to actually move out of that house from now on. Those moose are going to take it over.
Okay, so Mark.
Oh, look at the posters.
Now, this dad built
Great
his
posters.
son something amazing in his bedroom. Now, this is Mark
Wait,
Riley.
it's a Star Wars bedroom.
Okay, wait, just wait. Calm down. Watch the mic volume, okay?
Okay.
The dad did this. I mean, this is an amazing Star Wars bedroom.
No.
Wait till you see it. Look at it.
No.
A custom
Oh my
AT-AT
God.
bed. You think your dad was good? You think your dad treated your childhood amazing? This dad built an AT-AT. Now listen, this is one of those things on Pinterest where it would just show up and mine would just look like just a normal bunk. This dad legitimately is a construction genius. He made an AT-AT bed. Come on, Mark Riley.
That's beautiful.
All right, let's go to the next video.
No.
Where Mark Riley
Watch it
starts
again.
crying.
All right, that's one. I'll keep it muted 'cause I think there's music playing.
Yeah. So they were wondering why this little kid was always walking with his hands behind his back. Turns out his grandpa walks with his hands behind his back, and I think this is the cutest thing of all time.
Oh my
I miss my grandpa.
God. Oh,
Some
I
good
do
stuff.
too. I miss Grandpa.
It's a really cute video. Go hug your loved ones, man, if you can. If you have been quarantining with them and you can't, go hug your loved ones. It's tough. All right, is that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Whew. All right. Well, that's the positivity report for the Wednesday. Go to twitch.tv/goodpeoplegpa where you can watch the Hot Crock Pot all day long. Just leave it on. We come in and out talking hot and sexy into the microphone, and we'll probably do some Nintendo twitching as well. Thank you all for being friends and good people. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, remember, it's always easier to love than hate. Find the good.